babe, you should have come to the theater. Venom 2? It's everything I wanted it to be. Was it good? Honestly couldn't say, but it was everything I wanted it to be, and that's all that matters to me. Just like nearly every moment I was just like, yes, this is exactly what I want to see. Are you okay with me spoiling this? Because I don't know if I can talk about it without spoiling most of the movie. Thank you. Oh my god, it was near perfect. I'm like, when I first saw the trailer with like Venom making breakfast for Eddie and it's all chaotic, I was just like, yes, this is exactly the sequel I want. And it got some criticism from, the big fancy movie critics, because they don't really seem to understand what people are going to see the Venom movies for. They compare it to the other big MCU superhero movies. That's not what it's about. The main selling point, for me at least, for Venom is Venom and Eddie's interpersonal drama. I'm just so happy. And I mean, sure, the CG wasn't incredible. There were a few moments where I was like, this is kind of cringe, but at the center of it all, it's that heart that's like Venom and Eddie. It's the ship we all want to see. Venom tells Eddie that he loves him, and I just... It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I don't know where the movie was going with the whole Cletus Cassidy thing, but when it got past the opening scene and then you see Venom and Eddie and they're having a couples fight. They are like a married couple that are fighting, and it's everything I wanted. And Venom and Eddie's messy breakup is just, wow, they're such a couple. Yeah, well, maybe I do like the movies only for the shipping. Are you gonna try to stop me from doing that? You gonna try to stop me from shipping? I don't know what their ship name is. Vetty? I'll have to look into that later. There are fan fictions and fan art that must be looked at. And listen, I am so desperately happy that they didn't try to pull some bullshit where he got back together with Anne, or he broke up her marriage to Dr. Dan. They brought Dr. Dan back and they made him an active character that helps out in the final battle. Yes. The absolute last thing I wanted was for a dumb plot where Anne and Eddie get back together. No, that would have sucked. And thank God they didn't do that. The only thing is that they had Femme Venom back again, and seeing Femme Venom always kind of makes me cringe. It just looks so weird. It looks so weird. There's so many scenes that I loved, Venom going to a party and wearing a glow-in-the-dark necklace, a bunch of glow-in-the-dark necklaces, and doing a mic drop. It was incredible, and also emotional, because his whole thing was I'm free of Eddie finally, but deep down he really misses him, and it's so dramatic. It's like an action romance drama movie. I don't even know if I could recommend it to somebody who's not already 100% down with the idea of the Venom movies, because the last movie, it was very well loved by a certain subsection of the population, not so much comic book fans. It got a lot of negative press. I'll admit it wasn't incredible because Venom was barely in it. But this movie, it is all Venom. It is there is so much Venom, and I'm so happy we get to see him so much. And the movie ends with them on a beach. It's beautiful. And also, Carnage, he's spooky and like spidery and gross and veiny, and CG wasn't like incredibly impressive. He just looks like some kind of computerized goop. But I like the storyline with that. Like Cletus Cassidy, he breaks out of prison and then he goes to rescue his like superpowered girlfriend. And I was just like, yes. They're kind of like, I don't know, it feels wrong to call them like a sort of Joker and Harley Quinn thing, because like they genuinely seem to care about each other. It was very romantic. It honestly kind of relationship goals. Like, you know, like if your partner would not break you out of a maximum security superpower prison, are you even really in love? Like, honestly, would you break me out of a prison for like people with weird superpowers? Would you do that for me? You're right, you would need a symbiote for that. I'm sure we can work something out. No, but yeah, you should have come to the theater. You should have watched the movie. It was incredible. It was everything I wanted. Okay, maybe there were a few things that weren't totally perfect. Like, it has that movie disease of people watching the news just as relevant information comes on. And there was a scene where Cletus tries to find out where his girlfriend is, and he finds a random laptop, and Carnage like comes out and just like sticks himself into the computer, and then it goes all, it's a Unix system, and hacks into some secret government files out of nowhere. Like this wasn't like a government computer he broke into. It was like a random laptop he found at a gas station. And he just breaks in the files and finds out where his girlfriend is. Yeah, that was kind of silly. And Venom has like that power, like the robot from iRobot, where he could just draw really fast. But I don't care. It just like adds to the ridiculousness. Like Venom and Eddie are having a messy breakup fight, and Carnage is hacking into government files just by sticking his goo into a laptop. And hey, you know what? I like it a lot better than pretty much anything in the MCU. Well, maybe Guardians of the Galaxy too. Like, you know, Baby Groot there can be space in my heart for both Baby Groot and Venom. Oh yeah, speaking of the MCU, I don't really understand what happened in the mid-credit scene, but all of a sudden, Venom was in a hotel room, and friggin' Peter Parker from the MCU was on the TV, so I guess the series are crossing over. That's that new movie that's coming out. What was it? No Way Home? Whatever, I didn't watch the Spider-Man movies. I did see the trailer for the new one, though, and it's got that one guy as Doc Ock from the old movies, and I guess Willem Dafoe's gonna be there, and I mean, if Venom is... I don't understand how it's supposed to work. If he's gonna make a cameo in the mainline MCU Spider-Man movie, I just don't believe that he and Spider-Man would fight, because, like, I'm sure there's comic book reasons behind why Venom and Spider-Man fight all the time, but in the Venom movies, Eddie Brock, he's kind of a regular guy who's a reporter. He would see Peter Parker and he'd just be like, no, that's a kid. Why would we fight him? No, you're right. I'm sure it'll be explained at some point. I mean, they had Venom in Spider-Man 3, that old movie. I mean, it wasn't good, but they had him. I don't know, whatever. We'll just have to wait for the next movie to come out, God. You know, I really thought we got away from it. Like, what was it? Like a whole year without any MCU movies? It was just the TV shows? I don't know, I'm tired of the MCU. Like, Venom, it was very enjoyable. It's got comedy, it's got romance, it's got drama, it's got action, it's got a Chinese lady, like, kind of face morphing into Venom, and it looks really shitty. It was a really bad effect, but overall, it was wonderful, and I loved it. And you should have come to see it with me. I was the only person in that theater. Yeah, I know that's what happens when you go to see like a 2-week-old movie at 10 p.m., but I didn't have any other time to go see it. And you can't even make the excuse that you were tired because you're still up now. When I come home, you're still awake, still doing stuff. You should have come to the movies with me. I see. You were only up because you were waiting for me to get home. All right, I see your game. You trying to win brownie points with me? Well, it's working. You're right. Let's go to bed. I'm tired. This is not a joke. I was the only person in that theater, and it was an excellent viewing experience. I highly recommend it.